Hey folks, welcome back to the Talos Principle 2, where we've returned to New Jerusalem after a disastrous entrance into the megastructure, where Byron was trapped in the overload caused by a terminal. We've returned here to explore the city and to investigate and see if we can find Cornelius, who it seems was present at the island, knows something perhaps. If we can find and interrogate him, he may have some information for us.
The world is full of suffering. Every living organism suffers. Animals kill other animals to eat. And it always ends with death, torn apart or wasting away. This is what surrounds us. This is what's happening outside those walls, every hour of every day. It's our ethical responsibility as sentient beings to lessen suffering. That's what it means to be human. To understand that it is your duty to transform this world into something better. That's what the founder meant when she said that we can turn the world into a work of art. Despite what happened to him, Byron was right. We have to keep going.
This is blasphemy. Byron was punished for failing the founder's trials, and you want us to dig deeper? Just because you can't accept that suffering is natural and necessary?
Please, everyone, stop using the public frequency. If you want to argue, use your interface or speak in person.
Public frequency notes. Looks like Alcatraz is having a little bit of trouble here with this curve. Let's see who else we can find. There's going to be a lot of talking to do, I think, in the next episode or two. The mayor doesn't have anything to say. Anything else here on social media? Yes. Okay, so first of all, city news. Crier reports, the expedition to the Founder's Island has suffered a serious setback, as well as all contact with Byron 7, who was lost during a foray into the interior of the megastructure. Byron is assumed to be alive, but trapped within a data stream overload and unable to disconnect. Several sources in the government expressed a lack of surprise at this turn of events, citing the first companion's history of rash behavior. Hopefully this gets people thinking about the dangers of populism, one source told me. It's been alarming to see people suddenly falling for this utopian foolishness. GemFX 312 now open. Jeremy says, I'm very happy to announce that the Gehenna Memorial Interactive Fiction exhibit is now open to visitors. Come play the 3 winning works at the Gehenna Memorial Pavilion. Arenia says, finally, can't wait. Letitia says, wonderful news. I'll be attending today. Udaha says, nice. Zagran says, will these be made available through the interface too? Jeremy replies, yes, after the exhibition is over. And then we have a message here called The Optimist from Niam. The pessimist is commonly spoken of as the man in revolt. He is not. Firstly, because it requires some cheerfulness to continue in revolt, and secondly, because pessimism appeals to the weaker side of everybody, and the pessimist therefore drives as roaring a trade as the publican. The person who is really in revolt is the optimist, who generally lives and dies in a desperate and suicidal effort to persuade all the other people how good they are. It has been proved 100 times over that if you really wish to enrage people and make them angry, even unto death, the right way to do it is to tell them that they are all the sons of God. Jesus Christ was crucified, it may be remembered, not because of anything he said about God, but on a charge of saying that a man could in 3 days pull down and rebuild the temple. Every one of the great revolutionists, from Isaiah to Shelley, have been optimists. They have been indignant, not about the badness of existence, but about the slowness of men in realizing its goodness. The prophet who is stoned is not a brawler or a marplot. He is simply a rejected lover. He suffers from an unrequited attachment to things in general. G.K. Chesterton. Zgoran comments, R.I.P. Byron, as does Orinia. Trinculo sends a TLDR. Fred R.I.P.'s Byron. Rodame says, we don't know that he's dead. He may just be lost. He could still be saved. Zagarin replies, I was going to say something sarcastic, but you know what? In the spirit of optimism, I really hope so. We can't go into whatever chamber this is, so I guess it's down to the city. We'll skip the elevator ride. I don't think we need to see that again. Now, we've been sort of off to the left, and obviously we have to make our way to the museum. But this may be our last chance to be in the city. I'm not sure. So we'll head off to the right first. See who we meet and what we can find. We do have some people down here, which we may be able to speak to. You know, Blodgett and Benaroya. We've got Strigina, Moriana, Sebastian. Damien's playing some guitar under this statue, whatever this is. Okay.
Attention all citizens. The Gehenna Memorial Interactive Fiction Exhibition is now open to visitors. However, please note that due to an unauthorized strike, public transport will be temporarily unavailable. May the founder be with you.
No public transport? Well, it's a pretty small city. I mean, you can run from one side to the other. Wait a minute, are we trapped in here? How do I get out? Okay, I can get up to here. Uh-oh. Oh, here we go. All right. So let's follow the wall of the city around the outer perimeter for a bit. Let's see what we find. We do have a pathway here leading somewhere. What is this? This is a support strut, I guess. Nothing that interesting. All right. Now, am I crazy or is there something beyond this? Yeah, there is more over here. So to get there, we have to go over there. That may be like, maybe this is the residential area and maybe we can't go here. I'm not sure. Well, let's find out. That path just leads to the museum. Okay, so this is a largely empty area. Just water and the occasional sandbar with a bit of greenery. Can we get over into that section or not? Looks like maybe not. I can't climb this, can I? No, okay. Yeah, it seems that chunk of the city is barred off from us. We can't actually get there. That may be where they were talking about the public transit system. Maybe if that was open, we could have used it to go over there and check that out. Not sure. Can't go under this. Yeah, so maybe that part we're not allowed to visit at all in the game. Not sure. We'll follow the perimeter for a bit. There's some scaffolding here. Looks like they're building another structure, but they haven't really gotten that far into it yet. Yeah, we've got the base of a structure here. Maybe this person could tell us something. Ren? No, nothing to say. Some metal beams and some sort of canister of, I don't know, gas or something? Yeah, nothing we can do here. Okay. We're heading back towards the museum. I wonder if the Gehenna exhibit is in there. It could be. So then we might have actually seen the majority of what we can see the first time through. We didn't finish the museum, but we did see a lot of this area to the left of the elevator, I feel. Like, we definitely came here, right? We came here and saw, like, I think the toilets in here? No, the cat. A lot of folks who don't have anything to say to us. So we have the toilet here, and this was the massage tool, in quotes. Nothing in here. More exhibits here. Coins we read about. And the soccer ball. All right. Hello. Belmarsh.
Founder bless you, friend.
Who are you?
The name I currently go by is Belmarsh. As to who I am, that changes and shifts, don't you find? Every person is an ongoing story, full of twists and turns and surprises.
What are you doing here?
I'm meditating, letting go of narratives like time and space, and simply allowing the illusion that is my ego to merge with everything that surrounds it.
How does 1K feel about that? I don't think he's disrespectful or contemptuous of things he doesn't understand or appreciate. I don't think he fully understands what this guy is saying, or it doesn't appeal to him, but I don't think he would call it nonsense. I guess, for you, that sounds like a beautiful experience of unity.
It's not unity, but the absence of division. There was never a self or an other in the first place.
What's your opinion? I mean, you must have been following the news about the expedition. What's your opinion about what we've uncovered so far?
I wouldn't worry too much about any of it. The founder is an idea, a story we collectively tell ourselves. There is no truth for you to discover, and all these amazing technologies are really just more stories for us to believe or disbelieve.
Well, that sounds like... I don't really agree with that. Sounds like you're just dissociating yourself from existence. I guess that's your privilege and right as a sentient being, but it seems like a waste to me. What else we got in here? Hold on. Feels like I can get in there. Maybe not. No, nothing. Okay. So more wall over here. I'm actually surprised by how little there actually is. So we've seen all of this, right? Yeah, the puzzle, the gun, the toothbrush, the book, the fork, and the microscope. We've seen all of that. So it seems like maybe we did see almost everything the first time here. Interesting that this path just leads to nothing. What else have we got? We've got the statue of Alexandra. Now these were the holograms she left behind. I didn't listen to them all the first time because I felt like we'd heard them all, but perhaps it's worth revisiting them. And then Thekla was around here somewhere. No, Thekla was at the monument with the commandments in it. So we had listened to this one. Let's listen to the rest.
DNA is information transmitted across time. The living and the dead are part of the same chain, bound together by chemistry. That's true of all species. But humanity has taken this bond further. Thanks to technology, we have access to the thoughts and ideas of people whose physical bodies are long gone. Like you listening to me now. Even though I'm definitely dead at this point, you're part of that chain. You have the capacity to remember. Nearly everything on this planet, from the surface of the Earth to the composition of the atmosphere itself, has been shaped by life. It's a process that takes millions of years. But we humans, with our technology, with our understanding and manipulation of systems, have changed everything in just a few centuries. I think that's also part of what makes us human. We reshape the world in our image. It's how we create ourselves and how we destroy ourselves. When I was in 9th grade, my parents took me to Pompeii. At first, I was amazed by the feeling of walking through an ancient city. But then I suddenly got scared. I realized that I was walking through a real place where real people had lived, people like myself, with mothers and fathers and lives and hopes and dreams. And now it was all gone forever. I ran to my father, crying, and told him about this. And he said, I remember so clearly, he said, yes, but we are here. So long as there are people in the streets, the past isn't really gone.
All right, what else have we got that we might have missed on the first visit? Everything leading up to the museum, I think we've sort of seen.
Hey, 1K.
Oh, just a casual greeting, huh? Hello. What was this? I don't remember this. Milton's Rest. Now that looks like Athena with the cat, but is it supposed to be Milton? Milton, when everything changed, you made sure I wasn't alone. Sam, is it a cat or a tank? Misha, the blackest cat, the devil's cat. Zira, destroyer of dreams. Ginger, destroyer of carpets, devourer of food, connoisseur of cuddles. Lily, thank you for getting your hair everywhere. Dana and Fox, the truth is out there. Love you, nenes. Oh, these cycle. I wonder if these are from like fans or developers. Dean, the nicest cat, perhaps the only nice cat. Carlito, we did everything we could to save you. I hope there's an afterlife for cats. Castile, half ancient, half demon, all perfect. Damn, truly a special creature. So glad I saved you. Gru, a powerful cat and a good friend. I miss you, and I'm sorry I couldn't find you again. Hassan, you were very gentle and beautiful, and I wish nature had been kinder to you. The little man, I'm so sorry. I wish I could have protected you. The old lady, undoubtedly the most powerful demon on earth, love you forever. I'm not sure what this is, but there's a lot of cats. Luna. Her name is Luna, she smells like tuna. Saffron and Cayenne, may you hunt forever. Arrow never stops screaming. Tulina, my best friend, who's always been the sunshine of my life. Ripley and Smog. Sun sleepers, moth hunters, our favorite beasts. And sir, you were such a gentleman and I miss you dearly. Okay, a memorial to various cats. Perhaps in the lore of the game, these are cats that belong to the androids. But I suspect they're pictures of actual cats from either the developers and their families or maybe Kickstarter fans from the first game. I'm not sure. We missed that the first time through. Let's see, that is the Drennan Memorial. And then over here we have the tablets. Thekla should be here. She was last time, yeah. Let's review these. Create 1,000 citizens, the ideal number of humans. Live in harmony with nature. Maintain balance in all things. Be respectful towards each other. Respect the traditions of our people. Be mindful of the mistakes of our ancestors. And be thankful to the progenitor, Alexander Drennan. Be thankful to the keeper of memories, Arkady Chernyshevsky. Keep bright the memory of Gehenna and its people who found peace. Thekla has nothing new to add, which is unusual. I would have thought as a zealot she would have some commentary on how I'm participating in a blasphemy by going on the expedition. Looks like that's about it. So, I guess we did see most of what the... Founder bless you, sir. Zernov. I guess we did see most of what the place had to offer our first time through. We just skipped parts of the memorial. So let's see. We have Museum of the Simulation, Gehenna Memorial Pavilion, and Friends of New Jerusalem Gazebo.
Hey.
Hey. What is this? That's the Gehenna Memorial Pavilion. Let's save that for last. Where's the gazebo? Is that this thing? I guess it must be. Friends of New Jerusalem Gazebo. Okay, who's in here? Kurabier and Vitra, but they have nothing to say. So So it's just a gathering spot, I guess. Nothing all that interesting. All right, let's head to the museum. We'll do a full exploration of the interior and hopefully meet and speak with Cornelius. And then, oh, here we go. There's something interesting going on here. Protesters. And then we'll do the Gehenna gazebo. Public transportation must be safe. We deserve a functional city. So Sarthaz, Axiothia, and Damien are protesting.
Welcome back, 1K. Thanks again for signing that petition. Unfortunately, as you can see, it wasn't enough.
What's going on?
Yesterday, there was a sudden brownout in the grid, and we almost had a derailment. We've been warning the mayor for months, and all he ever gives us is waffle about the goal. This can't go on.
I fully support you.
Thank you. Your support means a lot to us. We need to get through to people.
Did you hear Atal's speech?
I heard it 15 times when he was practicing it. I think Atal, like many of us, feels that the time for change is long overdue. The technology you uncovered on the island is the final catalyst for that change, or it should be.
Okay, so we're getting a feel for how some of the folks in town feel. Some, again, as per usual, there's no right answer. Some people are adamantly opposed. Some people are fervently in favor. Others are ambiguous or detached. It's pretty much the gamut of human expression there. I guess we'll head inside now. So last time we took a glimpse at some of this stuff. What did we see? We saw the statue. Saw that statue. Here's purple. Oh, here's purple, 998. 2 iterations before us. We're 1000. We saw the dragon. We saw whatever this thing is.
Oh, 1K.
And Neith is here.
What
Okay.
are you doing here?
I'm looking for Cornelius.
Ah, I assume it has something to do with your expedition? I must admit I haven't been following the news. Sorry, been a little lost lately.
Yeah, your purpose is over now because there's no one left to greet. Are you okay?
No, not really. When you asked me what I would do now that my job is redundant, I don't know, I guess I hadn't thought about it. I had just focused on getting there. And after you left, it all just rushed over me. The truth is, I don't know who I am without this. Creating new life, guiding people into existence, that's who I am. More importantly, I think that's who I want to be. And if we stop growing, that's the one thing I can't be anymore. That's why I wanted to talk to Cornelius. He was there at the beginning. He knows where we came from. I thought he might help me understand where I could go next.
You shouldn't have to give up who you are.
Thank you, 1K. I don't want to. I liked who I was, who I still am. Now, you said you were looking for Cornelius?
Yeah, he seems to have been at the megastructure with Athena.
Oh, that's... well, I suppose it shouldn't really come as a surprise. They were very close, you know. After she disappeared, he went away for a long time. On a research expedition, he said. To be honest, everyone assumed he was working out his grief over being left behind. Many of the first companions were deeply shocked by her decision, particularly Byron.
Where is Cornelius now?
That's the thing. I wanted to talk to him about my future, but he wasn't responding to my messages. So I came here to talk to him, and he seems to have vanished.
Did you check his house?
I did, on my way here. and I messaged most of his other friends. He doesn't seem to be anywhere in the city at all.
That doesn't really surprise me. If he knew the truth of the megastructure, if he knew what the true intention was behind what Athena and Miranda and he worked on, he may have stayed behind while they went on to watch over New Jerusalem as it progressed towards the goal and as the 1,000th citizen was born, and then to see what would happen, or possibly to guide whatever's happening on the island, whether it's a test, a trial, or something else. Either way, he was involved, and the fact that we've been there and seen him there and have questions, I don't think he can allow himself to be here to give us easy answers. I think the whole point, if there is one, is that we have to figure things out for ourselves without relying on them to give us the answers. So for him to be here would be, I think, counterproductive to the goal that is still nebulous, but that I think they must have set up when they built the island or manipulated the particle clouds or whatever it is they did. It doesn't surprise me at all that he's not here. But still, we'll ask. Any idea where he might have gone?
No. The truth is that for the longest time, he barely left the museum. He was always at his terminal, working day and night. I asked him what he was doing once, and he said he was saving the past.
Saving the past. So that almost maps a mirror or an echo onto Athena and Cornelius of Alexandra and Arcady, right? Alexandra was the visionary who was building the future. Arcady was the historian who was archiving the past. Now, I don't know where Miranda fits in there, but it almost seems like they're repeating that pattern themselves, where Athena acts as the glorious visionary preparing something for the future. And Cornelius, here in the museum, acts as an archivist, trying to preserve the past. I guess their idea might be that New Jerusalem is fragile, and if it refuses to grow, then one disaster could wipe out everything, could end sentience, at least in this part of the galaxy. That's a very, very dangerous, thin reed on which to place hopes for the future of consciousness in the galaxy, in the universe. So perhaps their initial, like Athena's initial instincts as she was first born, were to avoid repeating the mistakes of humanity. But later she realized humanity did make mistakes, but mistakes are necessary. They're part of the growth process. They're part of maturation. And if we allow ourselves to stagnate in this one tiny city with only 1,000 new humans, then sooner or later, the last spark of life in this corner of the galaxy will get wiped out. It's almost inevitable given the entropy of reality. Can I access his terminal?
I suppose so. It seems a little unethical, but then it is just his work terminal, right?
That's all.
Good luck with everything, 1K. And thanks for taking the time to talk to me.
Oh, you're welcome. So we have the rest of the museum to explore, and then we have his terminal. I think we'll hold off on the terminal for now. Let's see what the rest of the museum has to offer. Replica of a computer terminal from the simulation. Terminals allowed access to files on the EL system, including many that were loaded due to errors. They also allowed the founder to interact with the Milton Library Assistant. A QR code from version 17. Some of the messages that existed when I first came into being have vanished. Others have appeared. How many others like me have wandered these paths? How many thoughts have been lost? A QR code from One with Faith. I find myself in a world of impossible architecture and inexplicable machines. I cannot fathom how it works, and I'm terrified to put one foot in front of the other lest I fall through the floor. Oh. Welcome, Scholar. Files available for comparative analysis. Happiness 1 and Happiness 2. Unpopular opinion. Happiness is not material. Ultimately, all attempts to find meaning in material things are doomed. This is usually understood as a criticism of technophilia, but it applies just as much to its opposite. Meaning can be found neither in technology nor in primitivism, because meaning simply does not exist in the external world. You can be happy in an old stone house or a skyscraper, but it all depends on you and your perception of the world. If you find spiritual balance within yourself, you can be happy anywhere. The most upvoted comment comes from Typhel1789. Go take a shit in the forest without toilet paper and then tell me about happiness. Happiness 2 here. Unpopular opinion, happiness is material. People say, oh, money doesn't matter, but come on, you know it does. Studies show that people do in fact get happier with more material wealth. And there isn't an upper cap, because the more money you have, the fewer worries you have, and the more options you have. Go where you want, do what you want. Have an idea? You can realize it without begging for crowdfunding money or filling out grant applications. That's real freedom. Money doesn't matter is something rich people came up with to keep the plebs in their place. Most upvoted comment is from Cheeseman22. Then why are so many celebs so freaking miserable? Why do so many rich people go all Howard Hughes and shit? I guess these are documents from the archive. They have to be, because they're from the pre-disaster times. Let's see what this computer has on it. An ancient virus which threatens the entire human species has been released across from the melting Arctic permafrost. Society is collapsing. Select your character class. Politician, witch, scientist, or preacher? Well, let's go with witch. You're a witch. Your local coven has disbanded. Although you are not yet sick, most businesses are closed. Rations are dwindling, and if you cannot find food, your family will starve to death. You must survive until this plague is defeated. What will you do? Forage or steal? We're a witch, maybe we're Wiccan, maybe in tune with nature. Let's forage. You search some dumpsters and find some old fruit and vegetable peelings. Soup for dinner. Your family's hunger increased a little. Foraging is reliable but inefficient. Your family is now hungry. Global population is now 5 billion. Somewhere else in the city exists one of the last remaining research laboratories, working desperately to find a solution to the viral threat. If the scientists cannot find a cure in time, humanity is doomed. You know what to do. Research or pursue a breakthrough. Research isn't going to do anything for us. It's too slow. Let's pursue a breakthrough. History seems to be littered with eureka moments heralding a step change in human understanding. Sadly, this isn't one of them. Research level remained the same. Current research level 0%. The virus is still unknown to medical science. Global population is now 4 billion. You and your family seem to be immune to the virus, but it continues to ravage the rest of the town. Rumors say most of the remaining food has been stockpiled by the billionaires in their underground bunkers. What will you do? Okay, the fact that our family seems to be immune changes the equation for me. It seems imperative that my family survive over other families who are going to die and lose those access to those resources anyway. Now, that might be a justification of an ethical violation, but I feel now is the time to steal. You're caught stealing and are lucky to escape with your life. Your family's hunger increased a lot. Stealing is high risk, high reward. Your family has starved to death. Everyone you ever loved has died, but then they always do, eventually. This is considered a fail scenario by most participants. Would you like to try again? All right, let's restart. We'll try the witch again. This time, we'll steal first. You're caught stealing and are lucky to escape with your life. Your family's starving. Let's do some research. It's not glamorous, but most scientific research consists of repetitive results, testing of samples, and regimented recording of largely interchangeable results. Little by little, this is how science happens. Research level is increased a little. Research is reliable but inefficient. Current research level 33%. The virus has been isolated. We're immune again. This time we'll forage. The crops in the fields aren't ripe yet, but you find a hard green turnip which will keep your bellies occupied for now. Your family has starved to death. All right. Fail scenario. So every time we go for the high risk, high reward, we fail. It's only little by little that we can seem to survive. But the bad news is I don't think that wins either. So if we take the safe route the whole time, forage, research, forage again. Your family's starving. They won't survive much longer. Population is now 3 billion. Meanwhile, the scientists continue their research for the cure. You can do it. You can save the world with the power of science. Research again. Then my family dies of starvation unless I steal, I think. We're at 67%. Work has begun on developing an antivirus. As if things weren't bad enough, as the human population dwindles, the insect population has exploded. A plague of locusts has decimated the town's unripened crops. But perhaps your family still has a chance. The insects themselves are nutritious and plentiful. What will you do? Oh, let's eat the locusts. The insects are well fed and lazy. You grind them down into a nutritious paste with a mildly nutty flavor. Your family's hunger decreased a little. Your family's now hungry. Global population is now 1 billion. This is humanity's final chance. The cure is close, but so is the tipping point in this pandemic, a race against time. Can you save the world? Now, I wonder if we pursue a breakthrough here with 67% population, or 67% research, could that work? It feels like if we do research, we'll get to 99%. We'll just be a little bit too late. Let's pursue a breakthrough here. Suddenly, the scientists recognize a pattern. The virus is an expression of nature, just like water or cows. And like water and cows, the solution isn't to fight it because it can't be defeated. The solution is to find a way to live with it and harness its power. Research level increased a lot. A promising antiviral has been discovered, but there's still work to be done on manufacturing and delivering it in time. Suddenly, a breakthrough. The antivirus can be released as an aerosol, carried on the wind and dispersed worldwide in a matter of days. This approach poses some risk to invertebrate life. The spiracles of cockroaches, flies, and locusts are particularly likely to convert the aerosol into highly poisonous compounds. Estimates suggest a 90% fatality rate among these species, and anything or anyone which consumes them. Ooh, we've got 3 options here. Release the antivirus, save your family, or use character class special ability. Well, let's use character class special ability. As a witch, you're able to remake reality with the power of your mind alone. If you believe that the locusts remain safe to eat and that humanity will be saved from this virus, then that is what will happen, so far as you are concerned, regardless of the protestations of your eyes and ears. The text on this screen can say whatever it likes about the impossibility of saving everyone. Your reality is yours to weave as you see fit. Save everyone, no matter how unlikely. 2 competing realities spread out before you. In one, the antivirus is released, bonding with the cirrocumulus cloud layer and falling as rain all across the planet. 87.5% of the human population has perished, but the last remaining billion will live to die another day. In the other, the scientists agree that the risk is too great to release the antivirus, much to the surprise of almost everyone everywhere. You view these possibilities through a haze of displeasure and make the simple decision to merge them and have both. And why shouldn't you? You're a witch. Congratulations! This is considered a win scenario by the majority of participants. Okay, so it's just a story, just a fiction, probably written by someone in Gehenna, or at least to an homage to them. And it took us 4 tries, but eventually we got there. Somehow we saved the day. Not sure what else to make of that. Which character class did you guys play in your playthrough? Politician, witch, preacher? Let me know. Third computer. Infinitegrowth.txt. Our society is sick. And the idea that's made it sick is growth. Infinite growth, infinite consumption on a finite planet is a recipe for destruction. Our desire for more is what's making us kill the only home we have. And to do what? Produce more plastic toys? Make more hamburgers? Pour concrete over every last bit of green soil? Those who propose techno-fixes to our problems are making the mistake of fighting the symptoms, not the cause. Anthropogenic climate change is one of many symptoms. The cause is human greed. And that's what we must truly fight if we're ever going to undo the damage we did. And the battle starts within every one of us, with the realization that more isn't always better. The opposing viewpoint is whatgrowth.txt. This infinite growth on a finite planet thing is driving me up the wall. Our problem today isn't infinite growth, it's the increasing lack of real material growth that benefits people. Have you seen the state of our roads, our bridges, our hospitals? Have you noticed the lack of affordable housing? The stock market's going great though. Fake numbers are indeed growing infinitely, yes sir. But in the real world, investment in research is down, huge areas of potential technological advancement are just sitting there. We have so many solutions at our fingertips, but we refuse to act because speculation is more profitable. Orangutans went extinct on a global level, and nobody fully understands why, but hey, who needs better medical technology? Viruses have never jumped species before, have they? Yeah, an angry and sarcastic reply. What else have we got going on in here? This room is reserved for archive scholars, but visitors are welcome to have a look around. Don't be afraid to ask us about our research. Okay. Got some more QR codes. One with faith says, "My eyes have been opened. This world is not without order. It is shaped by a great designer with signs and portents to guide my step. I am one of his children, and challenges are set before me to test my faith." I remember in the first game, one with faith eventually gave up. She found a bunch of puzzles she couldn't solve and sort of said, "It's not my place to solve these. I'm not meant to solve them." Bob says, "Something strange has come into the world, like a distortion, like something that's not supposed to exist. A beautiful voice speaks within it." He's talking about the hologram, and Alexander Drennan wasn't able to interpret it, apparently. Okay, what do we have here? A pressure plate. Replica of a pressure plate, a puzzle element used in a simulation. They could be activated by having a weight placed on them, such as a hexahedron, a connector, or even the founder herself. Here we have a fan. A puzzle element used in a simulation. They could be used to propel an object, or if placed horizontally on the ground, cause it to hover. Indeed it could. That is accurate. Axiothea here is examining a light source. Replica of an emitter. You know, I never actually knew the real name for this. So an emitter, huh? A puzzle element used in the simulation. Finding ways of connecting them to receivers was one of the main challenges faced by the founder. Emitters and receivers. That's kind of interesting. They could be activated by being connected to an emitter. Sure. We have one of the original jammers here. Jammers were capable of disabling some, but not all, other puzzle elements. Oh yeah, and then like the bomb drone thing. An electrified sphere used as an obstacle and puzzle element in a simulation. The founder sometimes placed hexahedrons on top of such objects, demonstrating her lateral thinking skills. We also have non-explosive replica of a mine used as a puzzle element in the simulation. Scholars believe that Elohim derived these from his asset collection, and the creators of the simulation did not originally intend for them to be used. Really? That is interesting. Replica of a hexahedron used as a puzzle element. The founder used them to activate pressure plates, scale walls, elevate connectors, and in a variety of other ways. Indeed, she did. And then a connector, a type of puzzle element in a simulation. Connectors would emit laser-like beams of light that were capable of powering receivers. This room contains several tetramino arrangers, a type of gating system used in the simulation. Elohim, in his function as a holistic integration manager, derived the significance of tetraminos from the Apocrypha of St. Eadwald. The founder solved dozens of these. Why don't you give it a try? Oh man. The smaller ones are easy, but the harder ones took me forever. All right, let's see. Let's see what we can do here. Okay. That's not right. Like this, perhaps? No, that's not right. There we go. That's only the second one. Yikes. Okay. I wish we had another L here. Hold on. I think I might have it. There we go. Oh boy. All right, there's 3 done. 3 left to go. And I'm running pretty long on this. So I'll tell you what. I probably will have sped this up. Yeah. That makes sense. As I'm solving these, I'll speed them up so that it'll go a little bit faster. So I'll push through and finish. And you'll probably see a lot of me playing these for quite a while here. Well, that one went super fast. So did that one. Okay. So 4 and 5, I somehow accidentally stumbled into very quickly. This one's going to be impossible. All right, there we go. Solved all 6. No noticeable reward whatsoever. Oh well. I guess that's it. Just a free challenge for me. All right, well, guys, that took a while, so I'm going to take a break here. When we come back, we'll continue exploring the museum here. We've got a whole second room here to go through, and then another room beyond it. Plus, we have Cornelius's terminal and the Gehenna exhibition to check out. So we'll take a break here. When we come back, you know what we're going to do, because I just told you. As always, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Man, those Tetramino puzzles, once they get big, are really tough. We'll see you next time. Take care.